I don't know if again I don't disagree with you on the part about it being a major tournament, but if you're going to sit here and tell me that this team, if they all took a break, if we look at this 9 months from now, 10 months from now, and this team goes in there and gets their way to a semifinal, I don't give a shit what they did this summer.
I think we're living in a fantasy land if we think that's going to happen. I think we're living in a fantasy land if we think that's going to happen.
Well, we don't know what the draw is going to be. And I don't think that they're going to do very well in this tournament. We've already talked about that.
We do know who's going to be the draw. England will be in the draw in the group. We already know it.
Oh, okay. Well, we already know England's going to be in there, I guess, according to our producer, right? But the draw takes place in December. If they get a favorable draw and they do well in group play and get out, then things could be. Then they have a chance of obviously doing something really special. Now, winning a World Cup is definitely not one of them. but again, if they go on to a quarterfinal and they do well in a quarterfinal game. I don't think we give a shit what they did and didn't do in the Gold Cup. The Gold Cup, again, if you said, John, quarterfinal World Cup or Gold Cup final, loss with Christian Pulisic in it or whatever, I'm going to sit here and tell you that the quarterfinal or, the win in the quarterfinals is way more important than the Gold Cup. And so, perspective is everything. And yes, the Gold Cup is an important thing. I don't want to I'm not going to try to diminish the importance of the Gold Cup. But if we're talking about this team and how much soccer they're actually playing on a regular basis, these players specifically, and how we know that the European, calendar is different than that of the American calendar. I mean, this is their time when they would take their breaks, get their breathers, and now you're playing soccer in the middle of all of it, right? And so I feel like the biggest issue for me is that these players just didn't communicate it properly. And had they done that, I think that we would all be in a better place with it. We might not have accepted it. I think we would have been maybe more in support of it. It's how it was handled. It's not so much what was done, it's how it was done, right? And you're saying, hey, he should have been there at the field. Well, he couldn't be there walking around on the field. He's not on the roster. He can't do that. So he could go to a stadium and sit there. But again, we could argue he could watch the game from 3,000 miles away. I mean, I'm not going to knock him if he didn't show up to the environment when he wasn't showing up at all. That would be kind of productive to him taking a break. So I'm not going to give him any slack for that. But we can give him the slack for how he handled it. And again, we can debate about whether or not he needed the break or not. That's a fair debate I think we can have. And it's probably a healthy one to have. But I think the bigger issue is that he is not a leader, and we're expecting him to be Captain America. I mean, everyone calls him Captain America. Well, he ain't Captain America. He's not. He'll never be Captain America.
Okay, that's fine. So then who's he giving up the armband to? I mean, we keep talking about who's the second most talented player, but who's actually chomping at the bit to take the reins? I don't. Again, someone's going to show me that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I don't give a shit who the captain is. I don't think it matters. On a soccer field, I don't know how much of a captain it matters. Yeah, I think it's more symbolic.
You don't need a leader in a clubhouse to win?
But if you ever watch a soccer game, the captains change. They don't have the same captain all the time.
No, I think we're getting caught up on the term captain. I could care less who actually has that band on their arm. It's who steps up in a locker room and leads a team, regardless of whether or not you have that on your arm or not. If you're weak, it's all about your weakest link. I mean, you were talking about the weakest link earlier. If your weakest link isn't doing what they're supposed to do, then everything else falls through the cracks. There has to be a certain level of unison from top to bottom when it comes to this team to ever have a chance to go out and win. I mean, I think we could talk about strategy. I think this is a bunker and counter kind of team. I think that we're a bunker and counter kind of nation. Obviously, I think the pride of these players is probably too much to ever play that way, but that's what we did in 2002. We could talk about all that. You talk about formations, talk about coaching, talk about all those other things, but it starts with leadership in the clubhouse, regardless of whoever's wearing that band on their arm. And I understand that you've been around the game for a while, but you can't convince me that element doesn't matter.
No, it
that
does matter.
stepping
I'm just
up
saying
and
it does,
right.
it's not Christian Pulisic. And again, players respond to those who play well. And so there are a lot of players who are very good and are straight up assholes, and nobody responds to them at all, right? And there are a lot of really, I would say, average players that work their ass off, and players respect the hell out of because of how they work on their field and how they lead. Again, leadership comes in a lot of different shapes and sizes. I don't know who the leader is in the men's national team locker room. And to be fair, I don't know if I care. All I care is the result. The result has to be there. And the results have not been there. I can argue that that's, again, lack of culture and identity within our U.S. men's national team. Okay. I think that that's our biggest fundamental issue, right? I also think that the fact that, again, that we come together for like a week and then go play games, I think that also lies in the problem. I think we need to be together for longer periods of time. I keep saying that we should probably scrap this idea of players playing on MLS teams and just have them play professionally on the U.S. men's national team. That's their entire job. If we want to go out and win soccer games collectively and do that at an international level, we need to commit as a nation to literally having professional players playing on the same team for this country all the time. All the time. And if you did that, at least it'd be continuity.
I just think everyone in this country just wants players that give a damn. I think that's truly what everyone wants, and them all skipping
Thank
the
you.
gold. And I think all of them skipping the Gold Cup, whether that was a coaching decision, whether that was a federation decision, whether that was just simply the players don't want to play. All they want is someone who gives a damn. That's what they want, because you're spending your time watching. You're spending hotel money, flight money, ticket money just to see these guys play, and all you want is the players to give a damn. I mean, they could all turn up. It's a weird situation, and I mean, Pulisic. I forgot what the player was, but this kid, American, moved to Dortmund recently, and he idolized Pulisic by saying, if Pulisic can go overseas, all of us can go overseas. And Pulisic is that golden child, whether he likes it or not. He is that top guy. And whether he's the leader or the captain of that U.S. men's national team, he doesn't have to wear the captain's armband. As long as off the field, in the media, he's setting the example to the younger generation, setting it to the people. As long as he's acting like a professional, it's really all that truly matters. I mean, I think Adams is the captain. I truly think Tyler Adams is the captain. But as long as people say thank you, I'm getting a standing twice today. But as long as it looks like they're giving a damn, as long as you're not acting like a kid out in the media, we don't see Lionel.